strategies they use that we might want to use for our own blog writing. I'm going to first remind you about the grading criteria. If you go to our WordPress site, Projects, Project 1, this is the Project 1 assignment sheet, which you probably have read already, and the rubric. So let's look at the rubric and the grading criteria for the blog project. So just keep in mind that your About page should introduce you, the writer, maybe highlight your qualifications and enthusiasm, and clearly explain the purpose for writing your blog. Okay, so let's look at the About page for Life Without Pants first. Okay, the first words of his description clearly show what his blog is about. Okay, he owns his own business, and he blogs about how to be successful at owning your own business. So he clearly and succinctly explains the concept that ties his whole blog together with this metaphor here. Okay, this is what life without pants means. And he highlights his qualifications, self-made entrepreneur, last several years living the new American dream. Okay, he uses specific word choice here, climbing the corporate ladder, waiting for the gold watch, the retirement plan, etc. And then he does this whole description in 5 sentences. So this is 5 sentences total. Note the length of his sentences too. He starts out with 3 short ones. Okay, so 3 short sentences in a row, and then this long descriptive sentence. Okay, so this long, look at the difference in the length of his sentences. And then he ends with this fragment on the right of the dash. And because this part is so short after a really long sentence, it's going to stand out very clearly. So highlighting the purpose, again, of why he's writing. So if you scroll down, he highlights more of his qualifications and experience by listing specific clients that he's worked for. I like that he doesn't just say, I've worked for a lot of people and in a lot of different places, but he shows you the wide range of clients that he's worked for. Okay, coffee shops, pest control companies, charter schools, chocolate sellers. So these are all very memorable details. Okay, this is the key to being remembered. Use specific, carefully chosen word choice. Okay, and look how he concludes. Again, more specific words, more specific details. Okay, so if you want to do well in this assignment, make sure that your language is specific and you've thought about your word choice. Okay, so that's one example. Let's go to Humans of New York. And this blogger splits up his About page into 2 different pages. He has About and Photographer. So we're going to look at About first. Let's see. What I really like about his writing is how conversational his tone is. It's like he's talking to you in person, one-on-one, and then he throws in just the right word choice for emphasis, this exhaustive catalog of New York City's inhabitants. That's such a perfect mix of conversational and just elevated specific word choice. So it's kind of perfect. He includes specific numbers as well, 10,000 New Yorkers, 8 million followers, #1 best-selling book, okay? And, you know, it's really well done. It's a short paragraph. So let's go to Photographer, and it gets even better. Again, note the 3 short sentences, very conversational. And then the 3 short sentences are followed by this really descriptive list. So very specific nouns and adjectives here. Saltwater aquariums, baritone euphonium, financial markets. Okay, so this is what makes him, this is how you'll remember him. list of really specific details. You can try this out on your own page, in your own writing. Try a few short sentences followed by a longer descriptive one. Again, I want to point out his use of hyperlinks too. If you see this in red, you see this a lot in blog posts. It takes you, if you click on this link, it takes you to different content in a different window that clarifies or expands on what the author is talking about. So you'll need to create hyperlinks in your posts as well. And if you don't know how to do that, I'll show you how to do it later. And they're very, very easy to do. So just be thinking about how you can include hyperlinks. Okay. Let's look at one more about page. This is Cupcakes and Cashmere. And this blogger breaks her description up into a few short paragraphs. Okay, so note the specific details that she uses, her pets' names, the employer she's worked for. She has a clear purpose for writing and for creating the blog. Okay, celebrates little pleasures of life. The goal is to inspire readers through fashion, food, beauty, and interior design. So then she has this fun text that looks like handwriting. Okay, and then frequently asked questions about herself. So it's sort of like a little interview. All the details that she includes here show you more about her personality. Okay, so these are three very different ways to set up your about page, and you can try any of these strategies that you'd like. So the same features that make a good about page also make a good blog post. Let's look at a sample post from Life Without Pants. Okay, this starts with a short sentence followed by, again, more descriptive sentences, descriptive lists, marching band, chat rooms, Goosebump books, okay, the name of a specific TV show, okay. He uses specific details to support his claim. The claim is, I was a nerd, and then he shows you all this evidence, okay. So just make sure to support your claims. This is what makes good blog writing. Specific examples. And then you come to the main point of his post. Okay, there's no way a piece of paper or an interview could have accurately articulated everything I have to offer. So this blog post relates to his about page and his purpose, because if you remember, his purpose is to share tips on how to be a successful entrepreneur. And this particular post is about how to best demonstrate your qualifications in an interview, or how to identify a qualified job candidate if you're the interviewer. So you should read it if you have a moment. It's got some great ideas and some good writing. Note the hyperlink to an authority. If you click here, it will take you to this person's blog. And this is another way of giving credit to your sources. So it's very common in the blogging world to create a hyperlink and share information this way. So look at the conclusion of this post also. There are more specific details, okay, in this very short paragraph. More evidence of nerd, okay. Crash Bandicoot, I don't even know what that is. I must not be a nerd. And it's followed by a list of more specific details. So just remember, the key to this assignment, or the writing part anyway, is specific details. So these are all good things to remember. And if you go back to the blogging criteria, under the enhancements category, you should insert functioning hyperlinks, high quality graphics, and multimedia, whether it's an image or a video or a song or a soundtrack. Okay, all the things that you're adding to enhance the writing should have a point, should have source credits, so give credit to your sources, and you can see that he does that here. So this is for the image above, and this tells you where he got his image and gives credit to the photographer. Okay, So these are all things that you should do. This is all part of the grading criteria. Make sure that you understand what's expected of you, and there are plenty of examples out there um, to work with and to use as models for your own writing. So this post is 581 words, including the quotes, and it's all pulled together so nicely. So I look forward to reading what you come up with.